The minute that you start seeing style as a mindset and not limited to what you wear, it's going to change your game. Well, you've heard the saying in business, how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's a very common saying that's been going around for a couple of decades, and I happen to agree with it. We don't always get everything right in the same category. We typically will do better in one area than another because we like that area. Our preferences will determine how well we do. But if you see style as a mindset, what that means is how you dress is how you are going to dress your lounge. It's how you're going to organize your kitchen. It's how you're going to maintain your desk and your work environment. But it goes beyond that as well, because your nonverbal is as important as your physical and as your verbal. So when you line up what you're saying with how you're dressing and how you're interacting with others, then things come into alignment, and the experience that others have of you, their perception of you, is much stronger and more memorable and longer lasting. And how others perceive you is how they will receive you. It's whether or not they will do business with you, whether or not they will do life with you. So what this is not is a managed presentation where everything is perfect and polished and spit and polished, and because nobody can do that and nobody likes that and nobody trusts that. This requires you to be vulnerable. This requires you to put your heart, which is the real brand, your heart into the conversation, your heart into the room, your heart into that event. And being vulnerable can be scary, but it's far more valuable, far more powerful, far more meaningful than getting suited and booted and presenting this perfect polished presentation that nobody can keep up with and actually nobody can relate to. I want you to give a little bit of thought to how aware are you of yourself? How self-aware are you and of your environment? How aware are you of your posture? How do you stand? Do you know when your hands go? All of this is body language. It's all out there. One of the best books I've ever read on body language years and years ago is by Alan Pease, P-E-A-S-E. And he's written multiple books on how to profit from conversation, body language between men and women, such fascinating stuff. So there's plenty of that stuff out there. But how aware are you of how you're standing? And are you giving good eye contact? And are you remembering to smile every now and again? Because some of us need to be reminded of that. Like when I concentrate, when I'm really listening and concentrating, I can tend to frown, which is why I've got all this going on. Thank you, Botox. Don't you be judging people who do Botox, okay? Don't you be judging women who do anything to their bodies. Don't you be judging women who have boob jobs, okay? I've had a breast reduction. Don't you be judging me. You have no idea what it's like to walk around with big boobs from the age of 12, and you have no idea what it's like for her to walk around with very, 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 very little boobs. Don't you be judging women who have had Ozempic. About a year and a half ago, at the beginning of 2024, I got so desperate after menopause had just wreaked havoc with my body. My life was falling apart. There was so much stress. I could not get on top of my weight. I would eat healthy for like 2.5, 3 months at a time, and I would lose 1.5 pounds. And women get desperate. We're under a lot of pressure. So I was kind of persuaded by someone's experience of this, and I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm going to try it. And I did for a couple of months. Do I recommend it? No. But do I judge you for it? Hell no. Did I lose the weight? Yes, it fell off fast, but boy did it find me again, and then some. And after a lot in my life changed toward the end of 2024, I decided there's only one way to do it, and that's the natural way. There's only one way to do it, and that's to get my butt into the gym and get serious. And that's what I've done. I've sweated my ass off literally in the gym. But back to your ass and back to your boobs and back to body language. I want you to think a little bit today about how you come across to others, because it's not about them thinking that you're amazing. It's about you giving them a positive and meaningful experience. What is it like for them to be around you? What is it like for them to be in conversation with you? Do they feel heard by you? Do they feel that you listen? Do they feel that you really care? Or are you just at a very flighty surface level and kind of looking around for the next conversation and the next shiny thing before you move on? When we adopt a really beautiful style mindset, that means that the moment in time that you and I have together, I want it to be meaningful for me and for you. It doesn't mean that you're going to feel like a king or a queen in my company all the time, because I have days just like you have, and maybe I do more talking one day, maybe you do more talking the next day. But we as women need to remember one thing: we are women. Do you know what that means? We are God designed to be lovers, nurturers, carers, educators, uplifters, encouragers, builders of life. So when you get up and you dress up and you make this effort with attention to detail and you present yourself and you position yourself for your day ahead, rather than being on the back foot and not showering till lunchtime and not doing your hair and makeup and not, I'm not saying you've got to be dripping in bling. I'm not saying that you've got to wear heels, although all of those things are fun. I am saying you've got to be intentional. I had a coffee meeting with a woman I've met recently in my business network. Oh my gosh, I could have sat with her for hours. When I first met her, before I met her, I heard her speak and I'm like, there's one word that comes to mind with that girl. She's intentional about everything that she does. I find it compelling, I find it riveting, and it draws me in to the point that I want to get to meet her. And I am hopeful that we'll be good friends going forward. But she's intentional. So when you start your day intending, what do I want to say when I walk into a room? Who do I want to bless? What do I have that can benefit others? I'm a big believer in sowing and reaping. You've got to give before you get. You've got to sow good seed, not so that you can get a harvest. That's not the motivation. We are designed to give. We are designed to plant and grow and nurture and raise up. But when we remember that we are women and we walk into a room with a spirit of confidence, a spirit of elegance, a spirit of beauty, a spirit of power, there is no struggle between am I feminine or fierce. You can be both and. You can be pretty and powerful. You can be bold and beautiful. You can be fierce and feminine. Stop the struggle from within and don't engage in the struggle in the world. My gosh, this world needs you to be a woman. So how can you bless those around you? By taking good care of yourself. It's actually biblical. Love your neighbor as yourself. You know, we all aspire to the Proverbs 31 woman. We don't have to make our clothes these days. We don't have to grind our own wheat and make the bread. We don't have to do all of those things. But I do believe that if we get up, dress up, and we position ourselves, we put on our oxygen mask on first before we help others to put theirs on, we are more impactful, we are more powerful, we are more influential. And as your confidence increases, as your influence increases, so does your income. You need to dress today for the goal that you're going after. You need to dress today for that business that you want to launch. You need to dress today for that client that you want to attract. You need to dress today for that Mr. Right that you want to attract. Maybe how you're dressing is why you're attracting all the Mr. No thank yous. Maybe if they're coming your way, if you're single or you're divorced and you don't want to be and you're ready to get out there dating again, if you're attracting the wrong kind of guy, do one thing. Look in the mirror. What is he seeing? What is he attracted to? Why are you attracting these Mr. No thank yous, these Mr. Losers, these Mr. Sponges, these Mr. Coach from the couch and really do nothing with my life kind of guys? That is not who you are. This is not about perfection. This is about your womanhood. This is about your spirit of beauty. And when we just stop for a minute, no matter what we've been through, you've got a story, I've got a story. We've all been through some shit in life. There's some shitstorm that happened somewhere, maybe recently for you, maybe a long time ago, but there is something that happened somewhere that has perhaps put in your heart or in your mind a pause, a caution, a kind of, I don't know, I'm going to hold back, like a play small. You got to break that, man. You just got to like conquer that thing. You got to, if you need help, get in touch with me. We've all been through some wars, but you cannot stay on the battlefield with all the dead people and the corpses. That is not where you belong. You belong in an environment where you're not just surrounded by activity and life, but that you bring activity and life to the table. That you walk into a room and think, okay, I've got an hour and a half with these people. What am I going to do? Who can I bless? What can I learn? And of course, as a result, you'll be blessed. If you bless others, you'll be blessed. If you steal from others, you'll be stolen from. So today, I just want you to stop and think a little bit about, what does my personal style say about me? What is my personal style? And don't be labeling yourself as, well, what is my style? Am I boho chic? Am I classic contemporary? If you ask me what my style is, I don't have one name for it. My personal style is today I'm suited and booted, and I've got a little bit of Max Azria, BCBG going on. I've got my heels. I'm classic and I'm elegant and I'm modern and I'm fresh and I'm ready for business. But in 5 minutes I can go change and I can be boho chic with some beautiful free people, flowing, gorgeous, sexy, amazing, colorful pieces of fabric that take me from the boardroom to the beach to the bar. Style is a mindset, and yes, it must start in your closet. And I can help you with a closet edit. It's a one-day game. To simplify and systemize your closet takes 1 day. There's a link in our bio or there's a link below somewhere. Get in touch, I can help you with that. The closet edit is powerful and it delivers instant results. And so you start there and then you build this get up, dress up routine that becomes a habit. Because here's the thing about goals and habits, and I heard this from a man by the name of Hans Johnson many years ago, where a lot of people talk about goals, and goals are great, we have to have goals. But he said, goals will just remain goals, never attained, unless you create the habit to achieve them. I sat in a conference room of 1,000 people. I'm like, wait, say that again. And it's obvious, right? But he said, I've never heard it said like that. He said, goals will remain goals, never attained, unless you create the habit that achieves those goals. I'm like, man, that's so good. So you need to create a get up, dress up habit that is going to evolve your personal style. So many women say to me, Linda, I don't know what my style is. I don't know where to start. Can you help me? How do I evolve it? I say, create the habit of having a get up, dress up routine. What's your routine in the morning? And we've all done it, but mine's the same. I get up, I go to gym. I get back, I do the kids' lunch boxes. I do breakfast, I do the school run. I get back, I have a shower, I get dressed for work. And my shower routine looks like shower, hair and makeup, dress. It's shower, hair and makeup, I get dressed. So it's a routine. I don't have to think about it. People talk about decision fatigue. I don't have decision fatigue. I wear something very different every single day. But my closet is organized. I know exactly what is where. They're organized by item, a little bit by color. I'm not Nazi about putting things in color order at all. But the right things must be in the right place. And I know the kind of day that I'm having. I know what the weather is like if I'm going out, and I go, okay, this is what I want to wear. I like variety, I like spontaneity, but in order to have spontaneity, you have to have structure. That was something that I figured out years ago, is like if I want to be spontaneous and flexible and enjoy these last minute things, I need structure and I need routine in place, because without that, this just becomes chaos. When you have structure and routine and discipline, this becomes a blessing. This becomes fun. So as always, it's the little things. When it comes to personal style, it's the little things like this that make a difference. That beautiful belt that did cost more than I would normally spend on a belt. I think this was probably $90 or $100, maybe even just over $100, which is more than I would normally spend on a belt. But it's beautiful leather, it's beautiful gold. There's some people who spend $500 on a belt. There's some people who spend $10 on a belt. This was a really beautiful purchase, BCBG Max Azria. I've got a beautiful gold shimmery cami on. I've got my navy pantsuit that I've had for 15 years from Marks & Spencer in the UK. I've got my very simple but eye-catching, light-catching complot, what I call dailies on. A very simple bracelet. I've got my tan heels, which are part of my capsule wardrobe. If it's a little bit chilly outside, I take my trench and I'm good to go. I want you to stop for a minute today and think about style as a mindset. Who you are, what you carry from the inside out. True beauty, true confidence has a way of showing up on the outside. And have a look at how you interact with those around you. Are you giving them your eye contact? Are you giving them your smile and your attention? Are you listening? Are you being a blessing in that conversation at that time? Are you adding value? And outside of that, there is nothing wrong with getting up, dressing up, and looking kick-ass confident, looking beautiful, feeling like a badass, and walking into a room and being admired and respected as a woman of substance, a woman of strength, a woman of style, because that's who you are. There is so much beauty on the inside of you, so much power, so much value. Let the world see it on the outside.